all my failures.
All right. We are on the live right now. My goodness, it's good to be alive, and we are on the live today with a wonderful show right now. Got a very interesting topic and interesting guest, and so privileged to be here with you all. So let's get to it right now. As we know, we always start off the show. It's a life and health show. Welcome if you're checking us out for the first time. This is the Life and Health Show. We talk about issues of finance, well being, as well as health. And today we are continuing on our series on how to break the backs of poverty. We did a few things in the past already about life insurance, IULs, how to, overcome poverty with all those other things we did talk about. If you haven't been on a live with us, check on our channel after the show and watch out some of our nice shows that we have done. But today, as we always do, we start off with a health tip for the week. And our health tip, if you have been on our channel, on our YouTube channel, Dr. Thing, or at the Life and Health Show, you would probably have seen what we talked about this week, and it is about the importance of vitamin D. And we just want to hit that again to stress the importance so that if you did not know, at least you would know. And if you knew, at least it will reinforce your knowledge and hopefully get you to either supplementing or checking your levels of vitamin D. So what we have known or learned about vitamin D this week, and what we wanted to be a tip for everybody on the live today, is that vitamin D has the potential to reverse diabetes if you are just on the verge of getting diabetes. In other words, if you are pre-diabetic and you do all the other things, not just vitamin D intake, but you do everything else, including exercising, eating right. If you take vitamin D on top, you are potentially going to reduce your incidence or your progression to diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And this is because, apart from that also, actually, people who are already diabetic, if they take more vitamin D supplement or sources of vitamin D with regards to food and other sources, they can also overcome insulin insensitivity. So just a quick preview of type 2 diabetes, just one aspect. Most people are diabetic because they are producing insulin all right. Their beta cells, their pancreas is producing all the insulin they need. But the unfortunate thing is the insulin is not working. So we term that insulin insensitive, or they are insensitive to the insulin that they are producing. And so studies have shown, actually I referenced the study in the European Journal of Endocrinology, which stated that supplementation of vitamin D over a 6-month period with 5,000 international units of vitamin D has been shown to improve your sensitivity to your own insulin. So if you are diabetic and you are finding it difficult to control your sugars, maybe another thing to add on top of all the good stuff you are told to do is to take vitamin D. So that is what we learned, and that is the tip for this week. So this week's tip is check your levels. If you don't know, talk to your doctor. Ask them, what are my levels? Am I okay in terms of vitamin D levels? And if not, definitely take some vitamin D up to a maximum, according to the study, of 5,000 units. I mean, you could be taking 2,000, 1,000, whatever it is, but definitely ask your doctor about it. If you don't know and you want to just supplement, I would suggest maybe 2,000 so that it wouldn't be excess. But definitely vitamin D has been shown to increase your sensitivity to your own insulin so that if you have diabetes, you do better on your blood glucose. And also, if you don't have diabetes, but you are on the verge, you are progressing towards diabetes, you've been told that you are pre-diabetic, taking vitamin D may help you reverse the incidence or the progression to type 2 diabetes. So that is our health tip for the week, and therefore, we just want to proceed to the show. And as you may have already seen, obviously, if you click the thumbnail to come on the live, then you have seen that we are talking about a very important stuff that has got to do with business, how to start a business, talking to an experienced entrepreneur, somebody who already started a business and who is up there in the chain of business owners, so that we will share in her experience, and then hopefully inform our own if you want to start a business, whether here in the United States or wherever you may be watching us from. So let's get to it. My guest today is Mrs. Josephine Ba Minka of Blissful Royal. Let's give her a hand and an applause. My goodness, nice to see you again, Mrs. Josephine Ba. I don't know, those of us who know you for a long time, we don't want to see all that big name, but we got to be professional here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm so privileged to have you on the live. You're a very busy woman. We happen to be in the same state, and so I know a little bit of how busy you are. And so to get this chance to have an interview and a discussion with you is it's an honor. So thank you for coming on the live. And before we proceed, I just want you to introduce yourself to those of us who don't know you, who are watching us, who probably know you from afar. They want to know what exactly you are about. So give us some intro.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Otain, for the beautiful intro. My name is Mrs. Josephine Baminka. Um, I'm from Ghana, West Africa, but I live in the United States of America, and I am the CEO and the creative director of Blissful Royal Creations, which is an award-winning wedding and event planning and design company. Um, I live in Connecticut with my 4 children. I'm married, and I'm a true woman of God. I went to the University of Connecticut getting my bachelor's in management information systems and my MBA. I did it in I concentrated it in management, international business, and project management. And part of my education was in Ghana, part of it in Nigeria, part of it in Dubai, part of it in China, and the rest in USA. So,
Wow.
um,
Wow,
and
man.
I am a board of director for Journey Home, a nonprofit organization that is trying to eradicate poverty in Hartford, Connecticut, and also a co-chair for the External Affairs Committee for Journey Home. Thank you.
Wow, man, that's what I'm talking about. You guys understand why I call this lady. She is a woman of substance, right? Woman of substance. All those things she said is possible because of her dedication to hard work. And we happen to be all alumni of the University of Connecticut. So I'm happy to have my own alum here on the live. All right. You can go, you can, right? All right. And actually, before we go on with more questions, I understand. I think within the last 2 weeks or so, the University of Connecticut, since we mentioned the University of Connecticut, awarded you with some kind of. Can you tell us about it? You
Oh,
mentioned your name somewhere.
so
Yeah.
I got a recognition from the University of Connecticut as one of the best wedding and event planners in Connecticut, and also we also got recognized as one of the top 5 wedding planners in Connecticut, and in University of Connecticut. I also am a guest educator there who goes there occasionally to teach the business students how to network and also in network looking for a job and also share a success story, uh, showing them how to set up a business as well.
My goodness, my goodness. We are privileged. Now, we are going to go straight into what just to be I try to Google you, all right, just to though we live in the same state, just to see how other people see you. And I've seen a lots of pictures with some interesting leaders in the state of Connecticut. The former governor, you are in the shoot with the former governor, the current governor, all those other people that I don't know. But at least those I know, I'm like, my sister is going somewhere. And we thank God for your life. You are actually an example to a lot of immigrants who think that it's not possible to break through. And we are glad for all those achievements. All right, so let's hit the ball rolling with my questions. My first question to you is, tell us about Blissful Royal, because most of these accolades you are getting is through this business, Blissful Royal. What is Blissful Royal? I'm probably not saying it right. Is it Blissful Royal or Blissful Royal?
Blissful Royal Creations.
Blissful Royal Creations. Thank you. All right, tell us about it.
So, Blissful Royal Creations, it's a wedding and event planning, design, and decorations company. We are set apart because we are a company that makes sure that our clients' stories, we turn our clients' stories into reality, their
Mm,
visions and their story into reality. So basically, we when you come to us and we listen to your story, we create a personal brand from scratch. So we plan your wedding from beginning to finish. Or if you are someone that's a do it yourself, that you start planning and then you get stuck, you come to us, with all the stress and headaches, and we fix it, and we'll be with you from where you can't figure it out till the end. We also do events, Sweet 16, celebration of lives, birthdays, vow renewals, basically all types of events. And we are an award winning business because we just love our clients. We love to make our clients' dream come true. The reason why we picked the name Blissful Royal Creations was because we want everybody to experience bliss, which is total happiness from beginning to end, the moment you call us and you do business with us. We chose Royal because I have traveled through different continents in the world. I've been educated in Dubai, China, Ghana, Nigeria, and US. And we realized that every time it's the same feeling that people want. They want to be happy, they want to be fulfilled when they have events. They want every guest to be happy. So it doesn't matter, wherever you are. You want to be happy, you want to feel like a royal. So that's why we picked Royal. And the creations, we just don't do wedding planning or event planning. We do design, we do florals, we create a lot of, even we also do rentals for people that want to do their own events, but they just want to rent items to make their events lux. They want luxury events, and they want something that to talk about. So that's Blissful Royal Creations. Um, our work of art, we just make sure that we pay attention to every detail. And we also handpick vendors for people that, want their events to be a success. And we've won many awards through doing that
Tell
because
us,
we
tell us
try our
some of the
best and we
awards.
work very
Yeah, I'm going to
okay. So
play.
we've won,
Go ahead.
so we won the best of weddings,
Hmm.
for many years. The School of Business, UConn's University of Connecticut School of Business have recognized us few years in a row for the Black History Month, for the difference that we are making as African American, actually African, company. We have also won the top five wedding planners in Connecticut. And the School of Business, University of Connecticut School of Business just recognized us as one of the top planners in the state of Connecticut. So
Wow.
that's a few of them, a
Wow.
few of many.
A few
And
of many. That's right.
we've
Hmm.
had many events that we did that went viral, and some of the events, over 1 million people watched it on social media, all around the world: Jamaica, East Africa, um, Ghana, London, um, uh, Asia. It's like everywhere. And
Oh,
we've been mentioned in different big platforms with our success stories. And we were even, featured in a Monalucci Bridal Magazine's website as well.
oh, really? My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. My sister, you are going far. You are going far, and I'm happy for you and your team. I know your husband is a backbone too. Uh, and he does a lot of the media work because I know he's done some stuff for me too. And we're going to, because of your success, we want to see if there are certain things we can learn so that those of us who are trying to navigate finances, businesses, and stuff like that can potentially learn from your own experience. So some of the questions may be specific, but regardless, we want to learn from those. And some of the pictures that I found online are what I'm showing right now. These are a few, and she is an African American, but she doesn't just do for African and Americans. I mean, there's a bunch of other races that she has helped for with her business. So we just don't want to close that door to any race in particular. It's everybody because the awards are coming from not from Africa. They're coming from the United States. Yeah. We like that. So my question is, why did you decide to be an entrepreneur? I know you have a master's degree from the University of Connecticut after your bachelor's. Why did you decide? Because you have a good job too. I know you work for the state of Connecticut and stuff like that. Why did you decide to be an entrepreneur?
So, just going back a little bit, when
Hmm.
I was very young, I'm someone that loves people. My household, we were always so many people there. I grew up with my brother, my sister, my cousins, uncles, aunties. And so it's always something going on in the house, always some kind of celebration. And I just was the, one that always loved to bring up ideas and stuff like that. And I came to America. The same thing happened. Whilst I was in school, whilst I was in UConn, University of Connecticut, people were asking me, "Can you help me do my baby shower, my wedding? Can you help me set up all kinds of events?" And I also happened to work at the banquet hall that did coordinate weddings and events up to 1,200 people for many years. So it just comes naturally to me, and it's my passion to help people and just to make things tasteful. I just have an eye for fashion, and I love it. So that combination of events, celebrations, the taste for fashion, the eye for fashion, helping people, and just making want to make people happy, kind of contributed to this. But what really pushed me, the first thing that kind of pushed me a little bit was, um, when I planned my own wedding within three
My
months.
goodness. My goodness. My goodness.
And
We were
at
here,
that
so
time,
you know why I'm hitting my bell.
why?
Yeah, I'm saying we were here. We saw that. We saw that. All right,
Okay,
go
all
ahead.
right. So, it was just, there wasn't anything like wedding planning at that time, the wedding
Right.
planner at that time. So I went through a lot, and I told myself, I said, if I, finish this, I really have to help because I experienced it firsthand how to plan a wedding with no help,
Mm.
stress from friends, stress for what you want to do. You have a lot of vision. You want it to be so successful. You have a lot of pictures in your head, but how do you translate it to become a reality that day? And so that's the stress, that's the struggle, and friends are telling you do this, do that, family members come in, everybody's bringing their own ideas, and you have your own. So it was just so stressful, and I said, I would love to really, I would love to really help people when, the time comes. But, some few years came along and I was helping people, but not, it wasn't a business. So I was just, doing it for friends and family. And I had a tragedy in my family that I realized that, my sister passed away, and it was very sudden, and I realized that we don't have enough time on this earth. So I said, let me just use this knowledge, gift, and talents that God has given me, not to just help my people, but just expand my tentacles, everywhere. And it was just a small idea that I started with, and it just blew up. And now we are doing events for Indians, for Spanish people, Africans, Americans, you know, um, every kind of culture. It's just amazing,
It's
and
amazing.
we just thank God for that.
Wow, wow, my goodness. And those of us who I happen to have benefited from your work. When my dad passed away, and you and your husband. Those of us who have actually experienced your work, we actually know what she's talking about. It is she. I don't know. You have some kind of a flair for beauty, and you are able to translate people's ideas to come out so well. And that's why I looked around and I saw some of the joy, on the people you have helped in their faces. When you see people that are exuberantly enjoying their occasion because of your particular, touch, because of the touch that you bring. You're modern, you know, and you don't care how should I put it, how much it takes. You want, and I took that also from your reasoning for calling your company Bliss. You want everybody to experience that bliss, right? Because especially for occasions like that, whether it's a party or wedding, sometimes you do it once and for all. You don't get to do wedding twice, So, and I like the way you attend to detail with such enthusiasm and skill. All right. So now let's move on to another question that I have here. What would you say? I think you may have partially answered it. Would you say that uh, going into this is because you are talented in it, or you had to go for training to be able to do this? Because the reason I'm bringing this question out is we had a show in which we said that some people should start businesses because they are talented in something. And then some people should also start, whether or not the talent is not there, they can acquire the skills to do what they got to do. Now, in your case, what was it? Was it because you're talented in design and in beauty stuff? That's why you went in, or you had to go to school for it?
Talent, totally, and passion.
Definitely. And I knew that I just had to ask because I could see it, right? All right. All right. Let's go then to the next question I have here. What are some of the challenges in the journey of starting a business, building a business? Also, the challenges in starting, and once it's even taken off, the challenges in building it to make it what it has to be. What are some of the challenges you face?
Well, I would say, in general, every
Hmm.
business, so that I don't want everybody to think that this is just for events,
Hmm.
Every business, you will face the challenge of, what am I going to call my business? What am I going to service? What kind of service am I going to provide? Who am I going to sell it to? The pricing, building a team, where am I going to get the finances from? And also another challenge, whether you start or whether you are starting or you start, is that, uncertainties. There's a lot of uncertainties because it's a road you've never traveled. You might have traveled it because it's your hobby, but you haven't traveled as a business. So there's a lot of uncertainties, that you have to prepare yourself for. Um, so I would say that's probably
Okay.
some
Now,
of
would
the
you
most
would you
challenging.
say that coming up with initial capital is a big thing, or you think business, new business starters or people who are starting businesses should not worry about having capital for it?
Yeah, it's big. It's so what I would say is that when you start in a business, start small. You know, don't blow it up in the beginning, because then you can get yourself entangled with a lot of, financial, damage, because it's, regardless of the business, you still need finances one way or the other. So try to see if you can acquire a little bit, if you can get sponsors, if you can turn to friends and family, but it has to be trusted friends and family, and your own savings, and loans, however you can get the financing going to start the business.
I see. I see. That because that's a big block for many people. I think it's also dependent on a little bit on the kind of business, right? There's some businesses that
Yes.
without a huge initial capital, it's very difficult to take off. And so, would you say that no matter how it is, you should, if you cannot afford, you should do you advise people to go for like a bank loan, or bank credit or something like that, just to start a business? Or would you say they should be careful, maybe they should wait until they raise their own money?
Of course, I would not ever advise anyone that have the passion, that is willing to set up a business, not to do it, because it's something. If you it's burning desire, you got to do it, because that's why I said start small. You don't need a lot of capital, unless you just, some people just have all this, um, ideas, and they want to do everything at once. So if you do that, you're going to, burn yourself out with financial issues. You start small, and I would also say that, you know, um, just get a loan, because you get a loan for your home that you live in. You get a loan for
Mhm.
your car, that car that you can't even afford. You're getting a loan for. So why can't you get a loan to set up a business that it could be your calling and something that's a burning desire in you? Get a loan and start it, and it will go from there. Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. I see. All right. The people watching, I hope you're taking notes. Some people are very scared about getting loans for business, because I think on our show, one of our shows, we said that people are usually not optimistic. They look at the glass always as half empty instead of half full. And so they never move a step. But then we say that 1,000-mile journey begins with a step, right? And I like the fact that you encourage people to start small. If you want to start and thinking about, you already start comparing yourself with people who have already made it big, and you want to start big, obviously it may not work. So you got to be humble enough to start small. And I think the good book says, Job says that though your beginning is small, yet your latter end shall greatly increase. And that is what I've seen in your business, in your humility in starting, however small it is, and doing the work. So that is a very important thing to say. Now, my next question is, how do you overcome hurdles along the way? Well, by hurdles, you could range from anything, whether it's financial, competition, um, family, business. How do you overcome those? Especially for you, you have some kids. I know you have beautiful kids. You have a family that you're taking. You have a husband. You are lucky because your husband is in all the way too. So that works out perfect. But if you happen to have somebody who is not on board, how would you navigate the system? How do you do?
So,
Mhm,
if I would answer this last question first before I go into the other ones.
mhm.
If your spouse or your family are not on board, you have to have a meeting with them to sit them down and explain what your vision is, what your short and long term goal is, and how it's going to be. So you have to let them understand, you know, whether you're going to be busy at certain times or you're going to be busy all the time. And everybody has to kind of play a role directly or indirectly in it. And when I say indirectly, let's say kids, if they don't have any chores to do at home that you're doing all of it, especially women, you have to give them some chores to do, because 5 minutes here, 2 minutes here, 15 minutes here, it's your time, that you could do something else. The spouses too, some spouses are not on board. So you have to make sure that you sell it to them first, because you're going to be selling your business to people. So
Mm.
you got to make sure you sell it to your spouse and make your spouse understand where you're going and how it makes a difference in people's lives and how important it is for them to be part of it. Even if they are not part of it 100%, a little part of it. I know people that have businesses that their spouse are not part of it, but you know, when they are going somewhere, their spouse drives them. Just that alone, it's just contributing indirectly, and it's a big deal, because sometimes you're so tired you want to close your eyes for 5 minutes. So somebody's driving you. That's great. Sometimes somebody like me doing events, something might happen, like the bride or the groom emergency. We planned everything, but they probably didn't tell you about something. You didn't see any red flag coming. They did not see any red flag coming. Something just happened because it just happened. You're going to be on the phone. So imagine driving and trying to get on a computer, trying to like communicate with them via phone, text, emails. It's just not possible. So these are the little things that spouses can do or family members can do that can help. Just doing a little research for you, probably picking up certain things from vendors, or picking up certain things for you, grocery shopping for you. Like, you might think it's not a big deal, but it is. Some people spend 30 to an hour driving and picking groceries and coming back. So if somebody is doing that for you, you're saving about an hour, of your week. So there's just a lot of things that, we can use our friends and family to do to help us. That will be very, very helpful. And then you asked me about the hurdles that, some of the hurdles. I would say that as a business person, you have to try as much as possible to be confident,
Mm.
because you
My
need your
goodness.
confidence. You need to walk with your
Say it again. Say it again. Confident, right?
Yeah, with the woman, you need your heels, your
Mm.
confident heel. And
Mm.
then the men, you need your confidence hat on.
My
It's
goodness.
very, very, very important. You also have to do your best of the best and work very hard.
Mm.
Work as hard as you can. And I would say that don't let things get to you. If there's a mistake or something that you did, learn from it and move on. So that's the little that I can
Wow,
say.
wow, wow. My goodness. My goodness. Confidence. See, a lot of people in our community is lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. So that is really
Lack of
huge.
confidence, my people perish.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. Man, this woman is also a preacher on the live. Lack of confidence. My people are perishing. Lack of confidence. Confidence comes by knowledge, right? Lack of knowledge. My people also
Hmm.
perish. Yeah. So now, how did you boost your confidence up? Because I know you're a confident woman. Like I'm saying, I've known you for a long time. So it's not
Yeah.
like I'm talking out of any. I know you, and those who are on the live won't know you. If you agree, hit the comment and say yes, she is. Okay, so that people will know that I'm not just alone. How do you build your confidence up? Because we have a lot of stuff that can make us not confident. And a lot of us, from your upbringing, from the way you were treated as a child, from the way people have dealt with you, even in school, especially if you come from a minority group. How do you build your confidence up as a
Well,
businesswoman? Mhm.
naturally, I'm a confident woman, but what I
Mm.
would say to people that lack confidence is you just have to have a strong relationship with God. That's
Mm.
my number one.
My goodness.
You
Okay.
I'm a very prayerful woman. I stand on the word of God, and I trust God every level of my life, and that's just my way of being confident. because you cannot, there's certain spaces that you walk in and you know, especially with me, some there's a lot of spaces that I walk in and I'm the only African American in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only, I don't get me wrong if I use this word, but when I say black sheep, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean it that you are different.
Right.
And if you don't have confidence, you can't do it. But like I said, your confidence should be in your God. And it's little by little. If you don't have confidence, just try little by little. Some people even can't walk when they are in front of too many people. So
Mm.
start walking in your shoes at home, and just lift your head up. Pretend as if they are all chairs and just walk and just
My
go.
goodness.
Um,
My goodness. We're going to have to get a show just to train us on how to build confidence. Trust me. That is a
yeah,
whole new, I never even
it is
talked
a
about it.
whole
Just
big thing. You're right.
it's a whole big
You're
thing. Yeah,
right.
just walk on
Yeah.
around empty chairs because some of us
Yeah.
you are even going to preach, and before you pick up the mic to preach, you are like so anxious because you don't have the
Yes.
confidence. Meanwhile, God has
Yes.
given you the message. So that is huge.
Yes.
That is huge, and I like this. So we're definitely going to do that at some point. Train us, especially those on the live who are women who want to build their confidence. We got to do that. But at least there's one secret that she has already shared: having God, trusting in God, being
Yes.
prayerful, that boosts your faith,
Yes.
and then definitely it will make you confident. Great, great, great.
And don't look
Now,
like a slob. I
mhm,
see people, a lot of people, no offense, but they just look anyhow.
mm,
You go in somewhere and you just wear like any clothes that you want and clothes that you just woke up with. That's not going to, because when you walk out and somebody just look you in a certain way, it's just going to bring your confidence way down. It's like, oh,
right there.
that's it.
Mm,
So always look good, put a smile on your face and just,
mm,
it doesn't matter what it is. Anybody that's trying to scare you, they are not God. You have to
mm.
remember that
My
they're not.
goodness. My
Yeah.
goodness. My goodness. They are not God, right?
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, God said, fear me, not any other human being. So
Mm,
you just have to remember that, whoever is trying to scare you or push you out of your way, they're not God. So just have your confidence, little by little, it will come. I think that confidence is something that builds up, and when you work hard and it starts paying off too, it also builds your confidence as well. So just try as much as possible to work as hard as you can. It doesn't matter what people say. If you think about it, do people talk about someone that's not important, somebody that's on the street homeless? Do they even talk about them in the news? No. But
mm.
they talk about Beyonce and they talk because they are popular. So if they talk about you, that means you have something good,
My
and
goodness.
they are jealous. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I never saw it that way, but that is huge. But the fact that somebody can talk about you negatively even shows that you're doing something right. That's what you're
Yeah,
getting at.
Jesus came. Yeah, Jesus came. He was spit on. He was like, they lied on him. They set traps for him. But he was the greatest man on earth.
Mm,
So I just want to tell you today, if people start hating you so bad, that means there's something in you that you haven't seen, but they have seen ahead
mm,
of you.
mm.
So when you see that, then you know that you're a very important person, because I've
My
been there. So
goodness.
that's why I'm telling you.
My goodness.
So it's just the devil trying to bring your spirit down, not to get to where you're supposed to be. So that's when you have to really, beef up on your prayers and your relationship with God. And trust me, everything is going to be okay.
My goodness. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. My goodness. I like that one. So now, would you say, apart from confidence, so this tells me this is how you have overcome some of the hurdles that you meet in business. Apart from the confidence part, you're getting along with your family. That is another thing you said. We should sit down,
Mhm.
family, and involve them, which is huge
Mhm.
because some people just want to be like, leave me alone. I got this business going, and they don't involve their wives, they don't involve their husbands. So If you got something going on and the family is not involved, then obviously they are going to be a drag, and you are going to be a drag for them too. But if you involve
Mhm.
them, they feel a part of the success. If it becomes successful, they feel a part of the commitment. They know that they all have to chip in. So that is huge. Apart from those two things, what about facing competition? Now, when I see you getting those awards, knowing where you have come from, a young lady, you can, just your humble beginning, how you can rise to the top in the whole state of the United States, getting out all these accolades. What else have you been doing apart from the confidence? I'm pretty sure you are meeting competition. That's where I was going at. All these, people who have been in this business long before probably you were born. How are you going? How are you able to stand out? How are you able to overcome that hurdle of standing out from among them all?
Um, I think, what you need to do is to just, for me, I work very hard.
Hard work.
I treat my business as a business because a lot of people treat their business as a hobby.
Hmm.
And,
Wow. Wow.
yeah, when I say that, I
Mhm.
mean, you are in business to service people or to provide a product and make money, because if you don't make money, you already put in so much money, you're going to go down, like the business is going to shut down, because the business, every time you have to spend money. So if you're not making any money, the business is going to collapse. So if you treat your business like a hobby, you're always giving your time, your resources, all the money that you put in, and giving people stuff for free that don't even, they don't even appreciate it. So what are you doing? Like, they are helping you bring your business down. They're pulling you down. That's what I mean. So you have to treat your business like a business, because if you get a little bit from the business, you could put in more money in order to improve your services and improve your products and services. And I would also say that, don't let people use your time and resources if they are not worth it.
Hmm.
Um, if if you There's not every business that comes to your door that, if it's not right, there are certain things that is called your client. You have to know who your client is. Some people don't fall within that category. You have to let them go, because some people will bring more headache to you. The little that they gave you, or the free event, or the free stuff that you gave them, they're going to give you more headache than you can imagine. So you have to be very careful. And it's not about money all the time, because some people see that, oh yeah, this person is paying this, so I want the business so bad. You just have to sit down and you go with your instinct. What is
Hmm.
your instinct telling you? This person, I don't know if I want to do it, but because of money, you pushing yourself to do it. And that could create a lot of problems for you in your business.
Wow. 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 My goodness, that is wisdom. So those of us who are yet to start businesses, this is something we are learning together. Hard work, and don't let money just be everything. Look through and listen to your instinct, and
Mhm.
woman's intuition always is the best, as I think my wife has been saying all the time. Even if you're a guy and you're doing business, listen sometimes when the woman says something, right? Because the intuition
Mhm.
is great. All right, so we're about to run up now. If you are watching and you have not shared the stream, just make sure you click on the share button right now, so that other people will find this. We are learning a lot so that we can apply to our own experiences as we try and overcome poverty, especially if we try to do establish businesses. So, my last but one question. My last question would be your personal advice to anybody who is thinking about starting. But before that, I want to ask you, what would you do differently if you were starting over? If you had just graduated from UConn with your master's degree, you had married your handsome husband, and all the kids were coming, and you were doing it over, what would you do differently?
I think Start small. That's really big. Start small. Um, I would communicate more. When I say communicate more, a lot of people assume stuff, including business owners. They assume that, this person is going to do this, or this, I told this person this. So this is exactly that's what's going to happen. But we have to understand that as business people, we are dealing with a lot of different clients with different backgrounds, with different interests, with different, um, you know, like beliefs, different everything.
Hmm.
So don't assume, do not assume that what you're thinking is what you're thinking, or what you're thinking is the solution is what it's going to be. You have to communicate more.
Communication, communication. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, um, before we wrap up, I just want you also to give your heartfelt advice. If anybody is watching and they are contemplating starting a business, whether in the United States, Ghana, and the UK, India, wherever they may be watching from, what is that one thing that you think would be beneficial to them? Um, yeah.
I think you have to believe in what you're selling,
Hmm.
to um, your clients.
My
Because if you don't
goodness.
believe what you're selling,
Hmm.
why do somebody have to buy it? Um, and don't let anybody stop you. God has given us all talents, and has placed us in certain areas and situations to change the world. Remember that you are a missing puzzle, in the pie. So you're a missing piece in the puzzle.
Hmm.
So don't let anything stop you, whether friends, family, situation, whatever. That's why I always say start small, and also make sure you register your business, pay your taxes, work hard, and enjoy what you do. Don't worry about growth in the beginning, because it will come later. But just make sure that you serve people, you do what is right. Not bad practices. Do what is right. Be a servant, um, and just work hard, and the rest of them will come.
The
And
rest
if
of
you
the
believe in God, which I think you should, you have to let him be the master of everything. That's what I would say.
wow, 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 wow. My goodness, this is a whole school of training. You hold an MBA, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. I tell you, we went to the same school, so I should know, right? All right, and that is useful information on the fly. I mean, uh, what else can you say if you have that idea, you have that thought of starting a business? Where should you? Why should you not start after this useful conversation? And I'm pretty sure if you have any specific question, we can do this for all day. You can put it in a link, and we can definitely answer that. But actually, I just want to use this opportunity too. Um, Josephine, can you actually tell people if somebody watched this and maybe just seeing these pictures, they are like, wow, I need this lady on my wedding or my party or birthday party, the funeral, whatever it is. Where would people find Blissful Royal Creations?
So we have a website. As the business name, goes, it's www.blissfulroyalcreations.com. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. Um, and we have a Pinterest account too, as well. And I believe, I don't know if I mentioned TikTok, but you can email us. You could call. So there's just so many different ways that you can contact us.
Ah, just put a website on here on the fly. www.blissfulroyalcreations.com. I hope I got all the spelling right. Is it good?
Yes, that's correct.
All
Yes.
right, all right. So that is the website if you want to have Mrs. Baminka, if you want to hook up with her for any event. It's not just weddings. I just happen to show weddings because everybody wants the white blissful stuff. But even if it's a funeral, whatever it is, and the cute thing about them is they are a powerhouse couple, and so from flyers, videography, photography, the husband has an experience in that area, and they can do everything. It's not just the planning of the
Yeah,
event
we are
itself.
one stop
Come on,
shop boutique.
come on, say it.
So
My
so
goodness.
event boutique. So
The,
it's basically a one-stop shop event boutique.
I
So
see.
everything from start to finish, from invitations,
Oh,
from planning,
mm,
going down to design, decorations, pictures, video, everything that you need. If we cannot do it ourselves, we find the best vendors that will fit your vision, your budget, and also your dream.
wow, wow, wow. So yes, you can always contact them, and that is their website right there. And if you are watching us for the first time, we want you also to bookmark this YouTube channel. You can just go to youtube.com slash at DROTENG, or you could search for Dayspring Life and Health channel, Dayspring Life and Health channel, or the Life and Health Show. And we are live every Sunday evening. It's either 5 p.m. Eastern time in the US or 10 p.m. GMT. Sometimes we come a little earlier, but for the most part, every evening on Sundays, we try to come live. But apart from the live shows, we have interesting videos that are already up on the channel at DR or 10. It's actually, you can see it on the bottom of the screen. Health information of all kinds, ranging from diabetes through vitamins, as we already talked about today, and erectile dysfunction, anything you could talk of, we just bring them together. Life and Health Show. So partner with us and join us, subscribe, and we will partner together with information sharing. So before we close, I want to thank my guest, and I'll say thank you so much for coming. You have made this show a wonderful one, and I know that everybody who watched it is agreeing to this fact. So we are going to close the show, and I just want you to hang around for a little bit as we go. And I mean, the guests, please. The rest, just hit the thumbs up. I know 10 people have already liked it, the video. If you haven't, just hit the thumbs up again, or the love, or the heart, whatever it is. And we are going to have more people see this. And again, if you have any specific questions as to how to do business, how to start off that I did not ask, she is wonderful. She will be able to answer. If you hit it in our comment section, she's going to answer, or I can, connect with her and she will give you the specific answer, especially if it's in Connecticut or anything relating to her area.
Skeletons living in my chest. I feel my feelings way too strong. Wish that you could turn a heart off. Made of glass and they always crack. I wish that I could make it stop. Wish that you could turn a heart off. Think I'm tired of being broken. Thinking love is just a waste of time.